Hi, beloved, and I hope you're doing well as you are tuning into this. It's good to be back doing this after a break for a couple of months, and grateful for Tim, both his ministry in the pulpit and his keeping in touch this way as well. It's the middle of the week. It's actually Tuesday, the 24th, as I'm recording this. You're probably watching this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Who knows? But I'm glad that you've checked in. And just want to follow up as we were back in the book of Genesis this last week, moving towards the end of this foundational book and looking at how we can walk confidently with the God who provides. And along those lines, I wanted to read Psalm 20, and I want to share some reflections then from a pastor named Dane Ortland. And this is from a devotional book he's written called In the Lord I Take Refuge. It's just a devotional book through the book of Psalms. Some of you are familiar with it. If you're not, I would encourage you to get it. I would commend it to you. In the Lord I Take Refuge by Dane Ortland. But let me read Psalm 20 and then just share his brief reflections. Here's the psalm. May the Lord answer you in the day of trouble. May the name of the God of Jacob protect you. May he send you help from the sanctuary and give you support from Zion. May he remember all your offerings and regard with favor your burnt sacrifices. May he grant you your heart's desire and fulfill all your plans. May we shout for joy over your salvation. In the name of our God, set up our banners. May the Lord fulfill all your petitions. Now I know that the Lord saves his anointed. He will answer him from his holy heaven with the saving might of his right hand. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God. They collapse and fall, but we rise and stand upright. O Lord, save the king. May he answer us when we call. And that's the end of Psalm 20. And then Dane Ortland has these reflections. He says, in David's day, how did nations win battles? Through superior military strength, horses, chariots. And yet David saw beyond surface realities to the deeper meaning of all that happens. The sovereign governance of God, caring for his people, protecting them, giving them what they most need. For this reason, David writes, some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God. That's verse 7 in Psalm 20. He says it's one thing to use chariots and horses in battle, it's another thing to trust in them. So, what about your own life? He says, consider your finances, for example. It's one thing to use money, it's another thing to trust in money. God calls us to use money shrewdly, yet not to entrust ourselves to it as our final security. He goes on to say, God alone is able to bear the weight of our deepest trust, and God alone will never let us down when we place the full weight of our trust on Him. In Christ, He proved it. And certainly everything we saw last week from Genesis 46 and 47, that God faithfully provides, abundantly provides, above and beyond for his people, often in ways unexpected to us, and often through pathways of pain and suffering, as Jacob and his sons understood. And even against the backdrop of their own sin, yet God was faithful, and he blessed and he provided. And so, brothers and sisters, I pray that your whole trust will be in the Lord, trusting in Him and not in horses or chariots, as it were, but continuing to trust in the Lord. And I'm praying for you that way and covet your prayers for me as well, as that's a daily, moment by moment battle for us to be trusting the Lord and finding our sufficiency in Him and in Him alone. Well, I hope that you'll be able to be with us this coming Lord's Day. We'll be back in Genesis during corporate worship. We've just got a few more sermons from that book, and then I'm going to be moving into Titus chapter 2, just revisiting some of the truths that are there in Titus chapter 2 for just a few weeks. And then, Lord willing, the plan is to move into the book of Colossians and to work our way through the book of Colossians. But this coming Lord's Day will be in Genesis chapter, actually from the end of chapter 47 through the end of chapter 49 and continuing on with that. And of course, Equipping Hour will be happening as well, the ongoing series regarding contentment and the book by Jeremiah Burroughs. And then also this Sunday evening, we have a members meeting. So hope that you'll be able to join us for that. So thanks again for checking in, and God's blessings to you. And Lord willing, we'll see you this Sunday. Take care. Bye bye.